The quiet details men notice in women. Ladies and gentlemen, let's take a moment to pause and reflect on something profoundly simple yet deeply impactful: the small, subtle, and often unnoticed aspects of human behavior that influence how we connect with one another. In a world saturated with loud declarations, flashy impressions, and performative displays, we tend to forget that it is often the quietest gestures, the fleeting expressions, the unspoken kindnesses, the understated choices that shape how others see and feel about us. And nowhere is this more true than in the intricate dynamics between men and women. Today, I want to talk about something that isn't always spoken aloud but is often deeply felt. Specifically, I'd like to explore the nuanced ways men observe and respond to women. Contrary to stereotypes or oversimplified portrayals, men are not just passive recipients of attraction or emotion. They are observers, often quiet, sometimes stoic, but always noticing. They're paying attention to more than words or appearances. What truly stays with them are the subtle signals, the quiet indicators of who someone really is. Before we dive in, let me be clear: this is not about reducing women to what men think of them. It is not about fitting into someone else's mold, nor is it about seeking validation. This is about awareness of how the finer elements of human interaction influence the fabric of relationships. It's about honoring the power of subtlety and recognizing the invisible threads that bind us together. These threads are not always easy to see, but when you pull on them, you realize just how strong they are. So let's explore 7 subtle yet powerful traits that men genuinely notice in women, sometimes consciously, often subconsciously, that shape their impressions and emotional connections. 1. How she treats people who can't offer her anything. One of the earliest, and perhaps most quietly revealing traits a man notices is how a woman treats people who have nothing to give her. Not just friends or family, but strangers. The barista who got her order wrong. The elderly man struggling to carry groceries. The person on the other end of a customer service call. These moments are often small and pass without comment, but they are rich with insight. Why does this matter so much? Because these interactions hint at her character, the values she lives by even when there's no reward. When a woman shows kindness, patience, or respect to someone society often overlooks, it tells a man that her empathy is consistent, not conditional. It suggests that she is grounded, authentic, and unlikely to change based on convenience or power dynamics. Men ask themselves, whether consciously or not, what would it be like to build a life with this person? And if they see that she carries compassion into the everyday world, it's easy to imagine that she'll bring that same grace into moments of conflict, stress, or change within a relationship. On the other hand, if she's dismissive, rude, or impatient with people who can't help her, it raises quiet concerns. It might signal that her kindness is performative or situational. And if that's true, he might wonder how she'll treat him when he falters or struggles. These aren't conclusions drawn from a single incident, but patterns speak. And over time, they shape the story he tells himself about who she truly is. 2. Her passion and zest for life. Another detail that leaves a deep and lasting impression is a woman's enthusiasm for life, her sense of joy, her curiosity, her engagement with the world around her. Passion is magnetic. It draws people in, not because of what she's passionate about, but because of how she expresses it. Whether she's into travel, painting, hiking, literature, or some quirky hobby, the sparkle in her eyes when she talks about something she loves is unforgettable. It communicates that she's not just existing, she's living. She's choosing to engage with the world, not waiting for life to entertain her but actively participating in its unfolding. This vibrancy signals resilience. It suggests she finds meaning and motivation beyond external validation. To a man, this is deeply attractive, because it shows that she'll likely bring emotional richness into a relationship, not drain it. A woman with a full life isn't waiting for someone to complete her. She's inviting a partner to join her in building something even greater. In contrast, a lack of excitement, an air of emotional detachment, or a sense that she's merely coasting can send quiet signals of disconnection. It might suggest that she's shut off from the world or reluctant to embrace change, spontaneity, or growth. While everyone goes through seasons of fatigue or introspection, a consistent absence of passion can dim the potential for deeper connection. 3. Her body language and presence. Though often overlooked, body language communicates volumes. In fact, it often speaks louder than words. A man may not be able to articulate exactly what he's noticing, but he feels it. He sees how a woman walks into a room, how she sits, how she gestures when she talks, how she makes or avoids eye contact. When a woman moves with ease, maintains an open posture, and holds herself with quiet confidence, it creates an atmosphere of calm strength. She doesn't need to dominate the room. Her groundedness speaks for itself. There's an authenticity in her presence that invites others to relax and be themselves. Conversely, when someone's body language is closed off, arms crossed, eyes downcast, posture tense, it can signal emotional guardedness. While this isn't inherently negative, after all, we all carry past experiences, it may cause a man to wonder whether she's emotionally available or open to deeper connection. Men often look for signs of emotional safety not in loud declarations, but in these small, physical cues. Does her presence feel warm? Does it feel accepting? Body language offers a quiet but constant stream of answers. 4. The tone of her voice. We often think of communication as the words we use, but tone carries emotional weight far beyond language. A man might not recall the exact words a woman said, but he'll remember how her voice made him feel. Was it calming? Inviting? Playful? Or was it sharp, distant, or cold? A warm tone, one that's steady and sincere, speaks of emotional balance. It reassures him that this is someone who knows how to create peace, not just externally, but within herself. And peace, in the emotional sense, is one of the most attractive qualities in a potential partner. It's not about being overly sweet or submissive. It's about emotional honesty, about speaking in a way that reflects clarity, presence, and respect. On the flip side, a consistently harsh or dismissive tone can create subtle emotional distance. It can signal reactivity or stress, and men, especially those conditioned not to express vulnerability, can become quietly guarded in response. Ultimately, tone builds or breaks emotional bridges. A woman whose voice reflects care, curiosity, or empathy naturally encourages deeper communication. And that, more than eloquence, builds trust. 5. How she takes care of herself. Self-care isn't just about beauty routines or gym memberships, it's about self-respect. When a woman prioritizes her mental, emotional, and physical well-being, it sends a clear message: I value myself. Men notice when a woman shows up with intention, when her appearance reflects effort, her boundaries are clear, her energy is grounded. It tells them that she's not looking for someone to fix or complete her. She's standing firmly on her own, inviting connection, not dependency. This kind of self-maintenance is attractive not because it suggests perfection, but because it signals stability. Life is unpredictable. Relationships are dynamic. And knowing that someone can weather life's storms with grace, that she knows how to replenish herself, set limits, and honor her needs is incredibly reassuring. On the other hand, neglecting oneself consistently may hint at unresolved struggles. While everyone has hard days, patterns of self-neglect can indicate inner turmoil, low self-worth, or emotional disarray, all of which impact relationships over time. Men notice more than the outward appearance, they sense the energy behind it. 6. How she listens. Listening may be one of the most underestimated yet powerful relational skills. It's not just about being quiet while the other person speaks. It's about being present, engaged, responsive, and open. And for men, especially in a world where emotional openness is often discouraged, being listened to can feel profoundly affirming. When a woman listens with genuine interest, makes eye contact, asks follow-up questions, and stays emotionally engaged, it tells a man that he matters. That his voice is welcome. That his thoughts and feelings are safe in her presence. This type of listening creates trust, and trust is the heartbeat of intimacy. Conversely, when someone listens only to respond, seems distracted, or dismisses emotion with quick solutions, it can create distance. Men may not always say it, but they feel it. They may pull back, not out of spite, but to protect their own vulnerability. Attentive listening isn't about passivity, it's a quiet form of emotional leadership. It lays the groundwork for mutual respect, deeper connection, and emotional safety. 7. The energy she brings into a room. Finally, there's something more intangible, but just as impactful as everything else we've discussed: a woman's energy. Her presence. Her vibe. This is the atmosphere she carries with her. Is it warm? Light-hearted? Calm? Uplifting? People feel it before she says a word. It's how she looks at the world and how the world feels in her presence. A woman who carries peace, playfulness, or optimism becomes someone others gravitate toward. Not because she's performing joy, but because her energy is grounded in authenticity. Her presence soothes. It uplifts. It lingers. On the other hand, energy that feels heavy, defensive, or chaotic can make others recoil, not out of judgment, but self-protection. We all crave harmony. And when someone's energy consistently unsettles us, it's hard to build something meaningful. Men feel this deeply, even if they can't articulate it. They may not describe her energy in those exact words, but they'll remember how she made them feel. Safe? Inspired? At ease? Or wary, tense, and uncertain? In conclusion, what men notice in women isn't limited to the obvious. It's the subtleties, the way she treats others, the sparkle in her eyes when she talks about her passions, the calm of her tone, the quiet confidence of her posture. It's her presence, her care for herself, her willingness to listen. These details, often dismissed as minor or invisible, shape the deepest and most lasting impressions. And in the end, it's these unspoken moments that reveal the most. Because relationships aren't built solely on grand gestures, they're built on the consistent, subtle affirmations of who someone is. And men, whether they say it or not, are always listening, watching, and feeling these cues. So the next time you wonder what truly makes a lasting impact, remember, it's the quiet things. The details. The truth beneath the surface.